my probably my last question, and then we just land this thing is: you deal with a lot of youth. What is the top
Mm-hmm.
deception that you
Mm.
see teenage girls are fighting or teenage guys? And what do you want to tell them that this is deception? Because I feel like that generation is under attack right now. And I've been wanting to ask
Yeah.
this question as of like 45 minutes ago. So I had it here, but we kept on moving away and just because you deal with a lot of
Yeah.
youth. What is the
Yeah. I love them. They're my children. Um, Sexual perversion. They're a generation that is attacked with sexual perversion. Um, there's even research that shows that the um the age group for the highest consumption of pornography is like between the ages of 13 and 17 years old. Those are the ones that are consuming pornography. Um, you see perversion like everywhere. Pornography, just exposure, even comparison with social media. Like you scroll through all these pictures of people that look like they're living like this fabulous life, giving this illusion. Um, and then you get off and you have feelings of low self-worth and insecurity because your life doesn't look like all those photos that you scroll through. And yeah, it's so the kids are exposed to um just to sexual perversion at like such a young age.
mm,
And I was just talking to our youth group a couple weeks ago about this, that um there's a doctor in, I believe she's in from California, and who did brain scans on, he was fairly young, I think he was in his 20s, and he was watching pornography for a few years. He would
mhm,
say that he was like an avid pornography user, and his brain scans were, when watching pornography, it was identical to a heroin user. And
my
so
goodness.
that's how addictive and
Mm,
how it changes the brain. Um, and kids are just not aware of it. So you even have like kids even having sex at a younger age, um, just just even acting out like what they're seeing on the screen. Um, it's easily accessible because now it's, you can have it on laptop, you can have it on phone,
mhm.
um, all so accessible. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that we need to pray against and protect our children against as well. And parents need to put protective software on their kids' laptops, on their phones. Um, yeah. And even then, uh, very often kids are exposed to it even with by a friend showing them.
Mhm.
And I've heard that a lot where um a friend showed them, or a friend told them to go on this website, or
Oh,
yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing that this generation is facing is the sexual perversion. And I think next it would be mental health. So anxiety is almost like a norm.
mhm.
And we need to be able to create. First, I tell people, like, you need to educate yourself. You can't shut down children or people when they're talking about it. This is like something real that they're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
Paul himself talks about anxiety. And so it's nothing to be ashamed of or not talk about. I feel like in our cultures, we're like, oh, I never had that experience. So it's just foolishness. Well, you can't say that that's dismissive, and that just tells that child or that person that you're an unsafe person to talk to. So it just shuts down any future conversations. And so there's so much knowledge, there's so much research out there. We have to be educated and informed and create spaces where people can talk about this. Like, I have youth that we talk very openly about sex and mental health, and that I believe that's so important because they know they can't talk about it with their parents. And so at least in the church, they have a place to talk about it without judgment and be able to get prayed over and just really loved. It's not agreeing with what they're doing, but that's shared within a gentle way and not in a condemning way. As soon as we judge and condemn, we shut down any conversation, any future conversation. Yeah. So just being able to like be open to have those conversations.
Being able to have those conversations. Wow. Have you been the one do you have to face for the information, or are they coming to you voluntarily?
No, they come to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it ratio of guys to girls? Is it mostly girls or mostly guys?
It is. I want to say, like, the sexual interactions, the temptations. We also bring in people who are, like, I have a friend who's works with a lot of people who are addicted to pornography, and he comes in and talks to both the youth, girls and guys. And so a lot of times it's more the guys, like, maybe interacting. The girls won't really say it, but they'll often come and say, like, hey, this is something that has happened, and I'm not comfortable with it. Or so it varies. It
varies.
I want to say, like, it's almost the same number.